the same person or the same person sitting next to us, or but how can we understand that? The closest example given by the guru or the acharyas is when we see a river. When we see a river, we go, say one weekend, Saturday or Sunday, we go and see the river. Next Sunday we come back, it's the same river, but the water is same or different? The water is gone. Every moment the water is gone, the new water has come. But to our eyes, we see like it's a same river. In the same way, it is said our body changes at every moment, but it may feel to us same. Number three, appears by his Krishna appears by his own will, but conditioned living entity is forced to appear by karma. Did anyone choose? ये मेरे बाप होंगे, ये मेरी माता होगी, मैं इसके घर पे ये मेंशन के बंगला गाड़ी होगी, और ऐसा मेरा नाक होगा, ऐसी मेरी आँख होगी, और इसके घर में ऐसे चेहरे के साथ मैं जन्म लूँगा. और did anyone think like that? We are forced to come to this world, but Krishna appears by his own sweet will. Whenever he wants, he appears. Whenever he wants, he goes. Number four, Krishna's body is transcendental. Our body is material. And number five, no difference between body and self. There is no difference between Krishna and his body. But for our soul, we acquire gross body, which is like this. Gross body and the subtle body, which is made up of mind, intelligence, and ego. This gross body is made up of 5 elements: earth, water, air, fire, and ether. So this we will study that in later chapters. So we have gross and subtle body. The soul acquires that body, but Krishna's body is divine. Clear? Any questions? And there was one more last point before we start this. Anyone? What did we discuss?
How one surrenders to Krishna based on that he
yes. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham. So however one surrenders to Krishna, Krishna reciprocates accordingly. And we did discuss in that verse, if someone worships some particular demigods, he will get that results. So I had a chart. This was all supposed to be last week. I just couldn't find the slides. So what is the difference between demigods and Krishna? So demigods, there are many. How many?
Each part also have.
Yes, each part of the body there is a controller. Does anyone know the number? Yes, everyone knows the number. Even though we have never counted it. 33 crore they say Devi Devtas. But God is only one. Demigods are part and parcel of the Supreme Whole. Krishna is the Supreme. Even the demigods, they always worship Supreme and as a caretaker or the duty abider. They have been given the task to perform duty. But Lord Krishna is the Supreme Worshipable. Number 4, the demigods are created living entities. But Krishna is the creator. What is Brahma Samhita verse? About Krishna is the last line. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Govinda Anadir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. Krishna is the ultimate cause of everything. Demigods, they exist within material nature. Krishna is beyond this material creation. Demigods are delegated with various grades of power to manage the affairs of this universe, while Krishna is the supreme controller. Demigods are subordinate. Krishna is supremely independent. Demigods or Devi Devtas, they have material bodies and they are also subject to this birth, death, old age and disease. Remember I said that Chandra, Indra means that's a post. Indra is a post. Indra Dev, whoever is, do you know the name? Whoever is now will change after certain and next Indra, like the Prime Minister, I gave the example. The Prime Minister is a position and it may keep on changing. In the same way, Surya Dev, we saw Ikshvaku. What is the current Surya's name? Vivaswan? No, Vivaswan is the son of Surya Dev. Vaivat, no, that is the son of Vaivasvata Manu. Vaivasvata. And son, yes. And number 8, Krishna is complete. He has a spiritual body. No birth, no old age, no old. Has anyone seen Krishna's photo of old age? You know, with a stick, long white hair, with a banded back. No. Krishna, how old was Krishna at the war? 125 years, but he was ever youthful, so he doesn't grow old. Demigods are under the influence of 3 modes of material. In our when we say demigods, they are serving Krishna under the 3 modes. That we should not think that जैसे हम भी 3 गुणों सतोगुण रजोगुण and tamogun, we are in the 3 modes in the same way demigods. No, demigods go in that mode to serve Krishna. You know, there is a different way. But Krishna is divyam, transcendental, is beyond the 3 modes. And the demigods having a temporary post. But Krishna is eternally the supreme. Any questions? Sorry if I am rushing, but this is last week's session. So we discussed this last week. So this is still a recap. Any questions? No? Okay. And the last thing we discussed was one can know Krishna as he is only by surrender and devotional service. Yeah, surrender means devotional service. Bhaktya mam api janadi yavan yat chasmi tatvatah. One can understand Krishna as he is only by devotional service. You know, otherwise there is no other way. You know, even though we know that there is a spiritual world, you know that pastime yaksha prashna, it comes in a Mahabharata. Who was Yaksha? Yamraj. When Pandavas were into the forest, you know, they went into the forest. After 12 years of the forest, the Pandavas and along with the Draupadi, they were wandering in the forest and they were thirsty. And they wanted to drink water. So the Yudhishthira sends Nakula first to go and look for water. And he's walking around in the forest and he finds one lake. And Nakul goes near to the lake, takes some water and starts drinking water. But at that time he hears a voice of Yaksha. And he says, do not drink water. You are not allowed to drink water because I am in charge of this lake. And if you drink water, you will be... Do they die or they faint? Faint, huh? They faint. If you drink, you will faint. But Nakul doesn't listen to it and he drinks water and he fainted. Then next brother comes Sahadev, then next brother comes Bhima comes, Arjun comes, and they all don't listen to the Yaksha's instruction. They say, I am in charge of this lake. You have to answer my question before you drink the water. And all the 4 brothers, they didn't listen and they all fainted. But then Yudhishthira comes. And actually that Yaksha was Yamraj and Yudhishthira is Yamraj's son, right? Yeah, Yudhishthira is Yamraj's son. Oh, Dharmaraj, that is Yamraj. Dharmaraj is Yamraj. So, and that's why this pastime happened. So, and he knew that only Yudhishthira can answer the question. So when Yudhishthira comes to the lake and Yaksha says, do not drink water. Say, this is what has happened to your 4 brothers. And Yudhishthira Maharaj says, yes, I will answer your questions. What are your questions? And then he asked many questions. Does anyone know? Any question? No? You know, there was one question he asked. What is the highest thing in this world? What is the ये संसार की सबसे ऊंची चीज क्या है? You know, Yaksha asked. What was Yudhishthira Maharaj's answer? Yes, very good. Love of mother is the highest in this world. He didn't say Mount Everest or Grampians, Dandenong 1,000 steps. Love of mother is highest in this world. And then the second he asked, what is the heaviest thing in this world? Heaviest. That was not Yamraj answered. Yamraj answered the heaviest thing in this world is children's respect towards parents. A child's respect towards parents, that's the heaviest thing in this world. Yaksha also asked, what is the most amazing, most wonderful thing in this world? What is the most amazing thing in this world? Does anyone know? Very close, yes.
We cry when people die, but thinking like we are permanent down there.
Yes, very good. Exactly. So Yudhishthir Maharaj said, if people see that everyone is dying every day, no one is saved from death, but still people think that they will live forever and they make plans like that in their life. That is the most amazing thing in this world. And then he also asked, what is more in numbers than grass? Tinkha bolna hai. What do you say in Hindi? To the grass, blades of grass? Yeah. Anyway, what he asked, what is more in number than the blades of grass? And he says, desires of living entity. हमारी जो इच्छाएं होती है, that is more in number than the blades of grass. And then he asked, what is fastest thing in this world? What is fastest? Mind. The people can mind take you. See, we are sitting here in one moment. We think about India and we are in India. The mind is the fastest thing in this world. And in that it is mentioned, because this comes in Mahabharata, it is mentioned that mind is the fastest thing in this world. Within a split of a second one can reach to even moon, or different universes. But even though a person travels in a speed of mind, even though a person travels at a speed of mind, he can't reach to Krishna and his spiritual world. One can reach to Krishna and spiritual world only by devotional service. So in that this is mentioned. That is the link to the story. Okay, I should continue next. Otherwise recap. Alright, so we will go to our third section of our fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The title of the chapter is Transcendental Knowledge, and the title of the third section is Removing Reactions. Thank you. Alright. Did anyone read anything? Robin, yes, at least one, that's good. Anyone else? It doesn't take long. Try to read if you can. It will be really helpful for your own understanding. Even if 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if you flick through just the slokas, even the translation, Sunday, Saturday, on weekend, if you have more time, it will really help you to understand. All right. Let's start 4.17. If you have Bhagavad Gita, you can open 4.17. And this particular verse talks about karma. Everyone would have heard about karma? Yes? Anyone not heard? No. Karma is a very general term. But what does Krishna says here about karma? Let's see. I will recite Sanskrit, then you can repeat, and then we will go translation. Karmano hi api bodhavyam bodhavyam cha vikarmanah akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gati karmano hi api bodhavyam bodhavyam cha vikarmanah akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gati. Who can read translation for me? Shiva Prabhu, can you read translation?
Yes. The intricacies of actions are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is.
Yes, very good. The three things are mentioned here. See. Karmano, what is karma? Vikarma and akarma. So three things are mentioned here. And therefore, one should know very properly what is action, what is forbidden action, and what is inaction. We have to understand very properly. The one who, see, this is in continuation with our discussion. Krishna was telling to Arjuna that if you act like this, you will go to the spiritual world. You don't have to take birth again, or you don't have to go to the birth and death cycle. And then Krishna says this. It is very important to understand this. So let's try to understand this karma. Even Krishna himself says it's very difficult to understand. See, the intricacies of karma are very hard to understand. But let's try to make it easy for our understanding. Alright, you can see the chart on the screen. So this, the intricacies of karma is very important for for us to understand, and we can understand this with the help of authorities, with the help of scriptures, with the help of guides, with the help of commentaries of Guru. One cannot understand karma by his own speculation. I think it's like this. मेरे हिसाब से तो ये ऐसा होगा. According to me, maybe it's like this. It's not going to work. It's even if we think something, even if we believe something, but that may not be the proper understanding of karma. One can only know karma properly with the help of authorities, with the help of scriptures, guide and guru. Who are the gurus or the acharyas? They repeat the words what is mentioned in the scriptures. So one can only learn with the help of those personalities. So in a simple words, what is karma? Action. Every action we do, every activity do, that is karma. For example, I gave an example of samosa last week. If we want samosa, if I do hand like this, will it come? Unless I am staying at Vibhuti Mataji's house, it will not come. The person has to do some. Do it will come. But generally a person has to act. Maybe go to the market, buy some potatoes, boil, do all the actions, and then only the samosas will come. So we have to perform some actions in our everyday life as well. We perform activities to maintain family, to go to work, to pay our home loans, higher interest rates, anything to maintain our finances, our health, anything, any activity we perform. We have to perform our activity to live, to maintain our life in this world, and those activities are called karma. In a very simple term, right? Now, those activities, if we are doing according to the law, that is called good karma, or that is called karma. If we are doing those activities which are against the law, that is called vikarma or bad karma. In English people have made the term bad karma. And there is the third term which is akarma. We will do that later. To understand this in an example, just like in Australia or this city, there are laws of the government. And if we are driving a car, we see the red traffic light and we stop it. We are obeying the law. That is called karma, good karma. You did the right thing. We are driving the car, we see the red traffic light, but we don't stop. We break the law, we keep on going. That is called vikarma. We have broken the laws. And the third one, which is akarma, means we join the government, we work with the government, and we work with government to enhance the city's everyday operational, bureaucratic system, government's policies. We join the government and help the government to enhance that. Then this karma and vikarma doesn't apply to us. We are beyond that. We are joining the government's position or the government system to enhance the operations, the plans and the procedures. So if you know that if we are breaking the red light, we get a fine, or if there is a camera, we get a ticket. But policemen, have you ever seen a police if they are chasing the criminal, criminal is going fast in the front, and police will stop at the red light and wait for the green to happen, and they will start No. You know that policemen are allowed to use mobile phone while driving? Have you ever seen? They are allowed to use. They can hold the phone and drive. Why? Because these rules and regulations does not apply to them. They are over it. We can't go to the emergency lane, but the ambulance can go, fast on the emergency lane. But we, even though it's empty, and we are tempted to, but we go on the lane, even though there is a lot of traffic, isn't it? Mm. And fire brigade also, because they are part of the government system and they are enhancing, they, if someone calls the house got fire and they wait for the green light, by the time they reach it will be, the house will be burned. So these laws don't apply to the people who are part of that government system. In the same way, just how this city has the rules and regulations, the country has its rules and regulations, the whole universe have its rules and regulations, like gravitational law, Newton's law, so many laws are there. In the same way, Krishna's, the whole creation, the whole material creation also has some laws. And the human, the living entities, we discussed about Brahma Samhita, Manu Samhita, Vedic scriptures, Upanishads, Puranas, all the laws are mentioned in that. And if a living entity breaks those laws, that means they are performing bad karma. If the humans or the living entities are obeying that law, that means they are good, they are doing good karma. But when a devotee, or when a devotee is engaged in devotional service, that means he is joining the Krishnas, the government bureaucratic system, in enhancing the overall operation of this whole universe. And that's why this law of karma doesn't apply. That is why it's called akarma. Clear? Yes.
The image from the bottom.
Oh, sorry. How do I take that off?
Just click on the center.
Center of the image.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. So if you see the bottom two section, it says why one need to understand this. The blue, Jimiko, you can point the bottom. Yeah, that's it. Why one need to understand this? If one is serious, in understanding the distinction between karma, akarma, and vikarma, then one has to approach the authorities. Otherwise, it's very difficult. One cannot understand by speculation. So that is what it's mentioned in that. One has to understand into the disciplic succession and approach a bona fide authorities. All right? Any questions or easy to understand? Okay? So law of karma, first thing, it's meant for human beings. It doesn't apply to living entities. We break the traffic light, we get a fine. Have you ever seen the traffic light to possums or cats and dogs or birds? The birds fly when there is red light. No ticket, We can complain to the parking infringement officer, that I saw the bird, driving at the same, even faster than my car. That didn't get the ticket. Why do I get the ticket? No. The animals or birds? India, yes. The animals are on the middle of the road or a highway, they go here and there. They don't get any fine. I didn't give that example because India, even if we break red light, we don't get fine. Maybe these days it's different. Nowadays it's different, yes. I remember earlier days. So they don't get fine. And why is that? Because humans have that extra intelligence. Humans have been given special. Yes, humans, exactly right, very good. Humans have been given that extra wisdom by the Creator, by the universal arrangement, and that's why they are special. And they, using that wisdom or using that extra intelligence, they are supposed to follow the law, or they are supposed to follow these rules and regulations of this creation. See, for animals there is no choice. They act according to their instinct. Whenever they want to sleep, they sleep. Wherever they want to eat, they eat. There is no laws for them. No matter how nice, soft, tasty gulab jamun you put in front of a tiger, and you go and give a tiger, he's not interested. He will be interested in the person who is giving the gulab jamun. For him, that is the yummiest food. He can't eat because the body he's a carnivorous animal. He's designed to eat meat. For him, no choice. But for humans, there is a choice. So the intelligence or the wisdom can be used. Eating vegetarian foodstuffs or non-vegetarian foodstuffs. So that extra wisdom is given to the humans, and that's why it's applied to humans only. Even as we mentioned before in previous section, Krishna is transcendental or divyam. So this law of karma, even though Krishna has created it, like the example I gave of a jailer, this law of karma doesn't apply to Krishna also, because he is the creator. He is beyond, he is above that. Can you imagine, Modi going in Delhi in a car and stopping at the red light, crossing the road while there is a pedestrian green signal? Can you just imagine? Is it possible? No, he is beyond this. He is beyond the rules and regulations. Why? Because they are in that position. They have that extra power and they have that extra responsibilities. And that's why, these rules and regulations does not apply to them. Even I remember 2004 I came to Australia, and 2006, after I finished my university, we are working on a project. In 2006, Queen Elizabeth came to Australia, and the project we were working on, it was a computer science something, and in that project they were working on that as soon as Queen lands at the airport, from airport to wherever she was going, Parliament House or wherever, these traffic lights the police were controlling so that she doesn't have to stop. The whole crew of several cars will go smoothly from the airport right to wherever her arrangement of staying was. No traffic lights in the middle. They were working on that project. I remember very well. And I was thinking, I can follow that crew going to city, because I used to live near to Colombo in those days. And my uni was RMIT in Swanston Street in the Melbourne city. No traffic light on the way. That's such a nice life, isn't it? Wherever you go, no red traffic signals. So that's how because it doesn't apply to them. In the same way, or the similar understanding, these traffic lights, we can't say that why this person is not following the karma or following the rules and regulations, because they are above and beyond. In the same way, Krishna is beyond it. So this law of karma is meant for humans only. Okay? Now, some people even say Ram ne छुपकर वाली को तीर मारा था. Ram shot an arrow by hiding behind the banyan tree. And that's why उनको भी फिर से जन्म लेना पड़ा, कृष्ण के रूप में आए और वो हंटर, उसने उसको छुप के तीर मारा. Have you heard that? It's all bogus. Law of karma doesn't apply to Krishna. It's not like that because Lord Ram shot the arrow to Vali by hiding, and that's why hunter shot the arrow to Krishna while hiding. Nothing like that. This is all rubbish. Prabhupada says they are foolish, rascal people. Krishna's all. This is all part of Leela, transcendental. The law of karma doesn't apply to Krishna. People with their people get, as I said, one can understand karma. One can understand all this only by the authorities, not by their own mental speculation. People, as Lomesh Prabhu rightly mentioned, that humans have been given that extra intelligence or that extra wisdom, and people try to use that intelligence and try to make up something, and even they don't spare the God or his divine pastimes or Leela also, and they try to interfere and misinterpret in that as well, using that little intelligence. It's not that they don't have intelligence. People have intelligence, but it's limited. People. My wife is sitting here. Sorry, this is not a marriage. This is before marriage, so I can say that. Yeah, I think I have said this Varun and Pooja joke before here. Yes? No. That a teacher or a university student, Varun, in India still it's like this. I remember that the boys sit on one side and the girls sit on the other side of the class. In the middle there is an empty row. Even in temple also we follow that. There is a row in the middle empty. This side men, this side women. So, a teacher asked, this is the last semester of the university, so you can understand. A teacher asked Varun, you know, what do you want to achieve when you come out of this university? What do you want to become? And Varun said, I want to have brand new Porsche, sports cars. One Lamborghini, one Ferrari, one this, one that, and he gave a list of 5 or 10 cars. And I want mansions. I want few mansions in few different suburbs of the city. In every in one in front of the beach, one near to the city, one near to the botanical gardens. I want mansions in different places. I want to be the owner of 20. I want to be CEO of 20 different companies. And I want to have this, and I want to have that. I want to have good bank balance in all the 4 major banks, and I want to have at least a couple of $1 million as a saving in all those major banks. And the teacher said, stop, Varun. I didn't ask you to give a lecture. Just in 2 words you could have said what you want to become when you grow up. Teachers were expecting a short and sweet answer, and he said, sit down, Varun. Sit down. Just 2 words you could have said. Then the teacher goes to the girl's side, and he said, okay, Pooja, you stand up. What do you want to become when you come out of the university? And Pooja says, Varun's wife. Only 2 words. So people, they know how to use the intelligence. How to achieve, become successful in life with shortcuts. But here, when we are understanding karma, we don't use our intelligence. We have to approach the proper authorities and guides. Then only we can understand. So this is before marriage. अभी शादी नहीं हुई वरुण पूजा की.
Just a question.
Yes.
With the scriptures, you guys got the story,
Yeah.
that arrow story we heard, and we thought it was all genuine.
Which
There's
story?
So many. We thought it was all genuine.
Which story?
The arrow
story with the arrow.
story.
Arrow story.
Arrow shooting and then we thought that so there's so many scriptures and there's so many Puranas and Vedas and all these. So how do we know? Because everybody says this is part of, this was in scripture, this is written here, this is written there. So there's such a vast,
That's true.
resources. So how do we distinguish what is
Yeah, that is
what
why.
is not, and then what's scriptures, what is the original scripture, which one is modified, which one is, it's just so confusing.
It is confusing. You are right, because everyone will have present. Even in Bhagavad Gita, the book we discussed. This book, Bhagavad Gita itself, there are more than 1,000. Now 750 was available maybe 10 years back. So around 1,000 different. Sorry. Around 1,000 different versions of Bhagavad Gita available, and that is why it's very important to understand in a disciplic succession with a bona fide guru, because otherwise it's very easy to misguide our own self, and we don't know. See, even though Krishna Janma Karma Chame Divyam, as I said, Krishna is transcendental, and Krishna, even though he performs various leelas or pastimes, it's by his sweet will. Not that he's forced to do it. He's not forced to appear. He's not forced to do this. Krishna's by his own sweet will. He wants. He's a swarat. He has a fully. He's free to do whatever he wants. It is always. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Mayavadi bhashya sunile hoye sarvanas." Mayavadi bhashya sunile hoy sarvanas. If someone hears which is not bona fide, then it is sarvanas. And the example is given, like a kheer. What is sweet rice? Kheer is a sweet rice. A sweet rice, it's really sweet, but when it's mixed with some sand, tiny particles of sand, then will you enjoy? No, and it's not original sweet rice. It's mixed with something else, and that just disturbs the whole sweetness of sweet rice. In the same way, one should hear Krishna Katha or the pastimes of the Lord, his activities of the Lord, only by authorized devotee, only by the bona fide devotees. And that's why Srila Prabhupada, this translated Bhagavad Gita, he said, as it is. He didn't say according to my own Bhagavad Gita as I think, or Bhagavad Gita as according to Prabhupada. No, Bhagavad Gita as it is. And even Srimad Bhagavatam, word to word translation, word by word, and then the meaning of translation, then the purport. That why it's in that way it's guaranteed for us that we will not be misguided. Otherwise we hear something else here, something else there, and we will end up nowhere. So it's always recommended bona fide scriptures should be read and heard. And who is bona fide guru or who is bona fide? We saw the disciplic succession. The knowledge comes from Krishna, Brahma, Madhavacharya, Brahma, Madhava, the whole disciplic succession we have seen. And we also saw last time there were 4 bona fide sampradayas. It's not like हम ISKCON के हैं तो ISKCON ही अकेला institute है जो it's not like that. There are many other bona fide sampradayas also, and as long as one is in a bona fide school, it's all right. Otherwise it will happen, even in medicine or a doctor. A doctor is qualified as a doctor only when he is authorized by a proper certification from a university which is authorized by the government, which comes in that institutional organizational structure. Otherwise a person can start, Jimit Prabhu's house is big enough, medicine degree college, we can put a signboard in the front, and I authorize, PhD, that neurosurgeon, Dr. Jimit Thakur. And then, is it authorized? No, it has to be coming in that proper authorized. In the same way, this knowledge also, it should be coming in the authorized. Otherwise, it's not bona fide. Make sense? Yeah, thank you. See, in putting in simple words, this karma or akarma is like a debit card and a credit card. Everyone has a debit card and a credit card, or at least you know how it works. Debit card, what is it? You load the amount first. Debit card means you have the amount in your bank balance, you put the money first, and then you use it. You go and enjoy. Whatever you want to use it, you go and enjoy. And credit card, you use first and you pay later. 45 days, 55 days, and if you can't pay, there will be a higher interest rate charged. Yes? So, good karma is like a debit card. You pay first and you enjoy later. You are paying first. That means you are doing a good karma now. You will sure to enjoy later. Credit card is like a bad karma. You are enjoying now, but you will have to pay later. Some people who is good. You are in the finance section? No. I was thinking. So credit card is like you enjoy first and you will pay later. In the same way, people who are enjoying, they are breaking the laws, and we see that a lot in Australia happening. They are breaking the laws, they are enjoying, but they will have to pay later. Easy to understand? Yes? Huh? Cash in pay. It will come. Yeah, karma is coming. See, like even Newton's law, we saw every action has a reaction. We see in our scientific studies as well. Something like that. This karma also. Every action has a reaction. Sometimes the reaction may not come straight away. The reactions may be delayed. For example, if we go to the doctor and we say we have a stomachache, I go in the morning to doctor and say I have a bad stomachache. What will the doctor ask? रात को क्या खाया था? Right? What did you have dinner at night? Because then we can't argue to the doctor. अभी पेट में दर्द कर रहा है. I am having stomachache now. Ask about now. Why are you asking about last night? No, but there is a reaction to it. In our everyday terms also, we see everything there is an action and there is a reaction. What did you eat? Even if a child get a scratch and it's bleeding on, in the hand, something little scratch and it's bleeding. Oh, kaha lag gaya? Where? What happened? What happened before? Immediately we go for the cause and the effect structure. पहले क्या हुआ था तो तुम्हें इधर लग गया, right? Everything we see in a cause and effect in this everyday actions of this world, and the law of karma is like that. Everything is an action and reaction. The law of karma is very accurate. It's not going to pardon, or it's not going. For sometimes it will work and sometimes it will not work. ऐसा नहीं होता. Law of karma is very accurate and it's for everyone. All ऐसा नहीं है कि एक चेयर पे if a person in 30s or 40s is sitting and if he falls down on the chair, you know, the gravitational force will pull that person on the floor. But if a sweet young 2-year-old girl is sitting and if she falls down, you know, she will float in the air. You know, the gravitational, the Bhumi Devi will think that, oh, छोटी बच्ची है ना, चलो उसको क्यों गिराते हैं, मैं उसको झुलाती हूँ. It's not going to happen. You know, it's a strict law. It's a same for everyone. In the same way, this law of karma is for everyone. Is equal. You know, it's not going to pardon anyone. And this law of not knowing this law of karma is also not an excuse. Some people say or some people think that I was doing this activity मेरे life में पिछले 10, 20, 50 साल से ये कर लिया, लेकिन मुझे पता नहीं था. You know, no one told me. You know, I was not aware of it. Everyone was doing it, so I was also doing it. You know, I didn't know. Not knowing the law is not an excuse. You know, if I go to the restaurant in a city or in a vegetarian restaurant, I order this dosa, idli. Oh, today is idli. Dosa, idli, sambar, this, that. You know, I order samosa, spinach pie, this, that. I order so many things, and then the waiter brings me the bill, and I say, oh, I didn't know I have to pay here. You know, I thought I can just come here and eat anything. You know, I didn't know. Do the owner of that restaurant will let me go? Not knowing the laws, it's not an excuse. It's my responsibility. If I am going to the restaurant, then it's my responsibility to know the laws, you know, and to act accordingly. If we come to Australia, if I am speeding, you know, 140, 150, and then police catch me and they say, oh, I just came from India last month, I didn't know the laws. The police will let you go? No, he will give you a fine, you know, he'll give you a ticket, because it's our responsibility. When we are here, it's our responsibility to know the law. In the same way, we are here in this material world, we are here in this creation. You know, it's our responsibility to know the laws. Otherwise, you know that if you are going somewhere in the train, and you know, sometimes in the flight also we try to catch up a conversation, you know, somehow we start talking. A person sitting next, and it's 7 hours flight from Melbourne to Singapore, Indian person sitting next to it, at least let's have a chat, you know, the kahan se aaya, you know. So imagine this person sitting next to you in the flight, you're going to India, and you ask, you know, oh, where have you come from? And he says, I don't know. And you ask the person, you know, where are you going? He said, I don't know. And then you ask him, so what flight you are in? He says, I don't know. You know, is it okay? So what are, who are you? Where are you going? Or what are you up for? He said, I don't know anything. You know, what will you call that person? Police person, no? You know, kahan se aa gaya hai? So in the same way, you know, it's a person. If he's in the flight, it's assumed that he should know, you know, where is he going, where is he coming from, at least, you know, what is he got which flight he got. In the same way, when we are here in this world, you know, it's our responsibility to find out who we are, what our responsibility is, where we are going, what's our destination, you know, how we come to this place, and where we will end up to, you know, after this journey, where we are. So it's our responsibility to know. Otherwise, we are like that person sitting on the next seat in the flight. Easy? Now, this another belief people have is this about karma is good karma and bad karma do not negate each other. People think if I do good karma here and then, if I do bad karma here and I do good karma there, that means balance ho gaya. You know, if I gave an example last time, like मेरे लेफ्ट साइड नेबर को जाके एक पंच मारूंगा, राइट साइड नेबर के साथ जाके उसका मसाज करूंगा, will they both be happy? No, that person will give me reaction according to that activity, this person will give me reaction according to this activity, right? They don't negate each other. So in the same way, people think that I will do 10 good karma, I will do 10 bad karma, and everything is fine. No. There will be a reaction for the good karma, and there will be a reaction. If it's 10 good action, 10 reactions, 10 bad actions, there will be a 10 bad reactions for that. And this is what our scriptures mention. This law of karma is very accurate, and there is a reaction for every action. And that when particular that reactions finished, the good, for example, good, if someone has done good actions. Srila Prabhupada gave the example of Queen Elizabeth. Srila Prabhupada said that Queen Elizabeth must have done lot of good karmas, and that's why she was experiencing all these riches, respects and everything, because she must have done lot of good karmas, pious activities, and this is the reaction of that. But when that reaction finishes, the life changes. The story of Napoleon. Bonaparte? Napoleon. What is it? Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte. He was a ruler or very big king, isn't it? But his end, he was like a prisoner in a very abandoned island. Correct? Yeah. He was. He was living his life like a very rich king, very big ruler. But good karma all finished, and then he was at the end, in the later stage of life, he was a prisoner, a refugee in a very abandoned remote island. So because his good karma finished, and then the bad karma started. So that's how it works. Generally, materialistic people have understanding of life from B to D, birth to death. Birth is the start and death is the end. But Vedic scriptures, the Vedic scriptures, the Shastras, what we study, they have the story before birth and after death also. They have the story before birth and after death. It's not B to D, birth to death, but there is so much. So that's why you might have heard that sloka of Bollywood. Khali haath aaye the hum, khali haath jayenge. Have you heard? Yes, but that is only in Bollywood. That is not true, because all of us or everyone in this world have come with the baggage of karma from previous life, and we all have baggage of karma in this life, and when we end our life we also have baggage of karma with us. So no one comes empty handed and no one leaves empty handed. Whatever actions we do, whatever activities we do, there are the reactions for this, and that's all we accumulate. We accumulate that in our life. Clear? See why we, and that's why a question may come that why we carry this karma. If I have done something bad in this life, finish off in this life. No, Bhagwan, पहले के लाइफ में मैंने कुछ बुरा किया था, आज क्यों मुझे उसका रिजल्ट दे रहे हो? You know that story of Dhritarashtra, when Dhritarashtra's 100 sons were killed in this Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata war. Dhritarashtra asked that why I am in this situation where I have to see this 100 of my sons killed in this life. What was the answer?
In the past life, I think you were eggs or something.
Squash all the eggs.
Yes, exactly. 50 lifetime back, he was trying to kill a bird, and out of mistake, or some people say out of anger, he squashed the 50 young baby birds or eggs of that bird. Dhritarashtra. 50 years back, or 50 lifetime back, 100 baby birds of that male bird. The male bird was sitting on a branch of a tree. He was trying to kill that. The bird flew away, and out of anger, he killed all the baby birds. 100 baby birds. And then the question comes, 50 lifetime backs I killed something. Why I have to have reaction now? I could have done straight away. But to get the reaction of 100 sons to be killed, one need to have sons. And to get one son, even a person, or to have a child, a person need to have a lot of punya, pious credits. Then a person can have a baby or a child. So Dhritarashtra was accumulating good karma, credits. And after 50 lifetimes, he got enough credits so that he can have 100 sons. And then it was killed. Even when Vidura says to Dhritarashtra before the war that let them go outside. Yeah? So even when Vidura asked Dhritarashtra that you tell Duryodhana to, this is another Mahabharata happening. It's two armies. Okay, so Vidura asked the Dhritarashtra that you should tell Duryodhana that stop the war. And what was Dhritarashtra's response? You know, everything is predestined, कर्मों में लिखा है, तो जो लिखा है वो तो होने ही वाला है, मैं क्या करूं? This is a wrong understanding. You will see that, Yeah, so that's why sometimes the effect of karma is delayed. Like we plant a mango seed. As soon as I put a mango seed in a pot or in a ground and I water them, immediately the tree comes and mango starts coming. No, there is a delayed reaction. I have to keep watering, proper sunlight, take care of that. After 5 years, I will have a mango. Like that, there is a delayed reaction to it. Clear? So now, good karma gives one good reactions. If someone does lot of good karma, it can take someone to even heavenly planets as well. And heavenly planets, there are apsaras, somras, long life, lot of opulences, everything is good. What is wrong in that? It's a bad karma, we know. They will go to hell or they will suffer. And good karma, they will go to heavenly planets, so they will have a long life, lot of opulences. What is wrong in that?
They can do bad and they come back cycle.
It's a temporary, yes, and
They can come back.
we have to come back. Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartino Arjuna. One has to come back when the past credits finish. As I said, the credit card, debit card. Once the balance is finished, come back to this world. When a person is enjoying, when a person is doing lot of good karma, he will accrue lot of good credits. Giving charity, giving food to the hungry people, building a hospital, building a donation to the school. All the good karmas, giving clothes to the poor people. If someone does lot of good karma, he will go to the heavenly planets. But then, and he will experience lot of good opulence there. But that's temporary. That will be finished. And when the credit is finished, he is sent again to this world. And then he will come again to this world and again Abrahma bhuvanal punaravartino Arjuna punarapi janaram punarapi maranam. Again in the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. And that's why if bad karma is bad or bad karma is poison, good karma is sugar coated poison. Maybe it will feel good, sugar coated, but it's also a poison. So that is the bank balance, the credits will be finished and the person will be served. Clear? Okay. Now, any questions before I go ahead? It's a hard topic, but I'm trying to make it easy.
I have one
Yes.
question. Prabhu, you said karma doesn't apply to animals. But to take human life, you have to go through animal janamas and
Yes.
And how does it work like that? You go from one level to next level to next level. In that animal birth or in plant birth or whatever birth we take, we have to do certain actions to get the next birth according to our.
It's an evolution cycle. What is that verse? There are Manusha Naval Sthavar Jangal. Hare Krishna. I'm getting old, my memory is getting weak.
We can park this question for
No,
later.
it's very good. So starting from the aquatic animals, they are the lowest because the fishes, if someone can search on Google, Mataji, Sthavar Jangam, Manusha. Anyway, I'll bring it. I'll remind me at the end. I will open it up. So the lowest is the fishes under the water. because it's very dark. They don't have exposure to this world outside, and they are in the bottom of the ocean. There are so many creatures, so they are there. Above than that, when someone is evolving conscious, and above than that the fishes or something, they are on the top of the surface. Then there are birds, there are plants. There are 2 million, and that's how it comes to 8.4 million. So there are 2 million different varieties of plants. Then there are reptiles, there are birds, animals, and in that it is said cow is the highest, and after that is the humans. And even in humans there are 400,000 different types of consciousness. For example, there are some humans who are cannibals. In Amazon jungles they eat live humans, they'll just chop it off and eat. Or some humans they eat cockroach or snakes and dogs and everything. And there are some who are vegan, vegetarian, or some who are all different levels, some who are saints, Maharaj or sadhus. So even in humans there are 4. So the evolution happens according to burning up karma. So a person is, for example, in a monkey form, just for an example, monkey form, clearing the life of a monkey, next life will be a chimpanzee, or next life will be a gorilla, next life will be say cow, that next life will be again a human. Then it's up to the choice of a human to make the right choice or wrong choice. If he does the right choice, he will evolve and grow spiritually, reach the spiritual world. If he makes the wrong choice, he will go down again. And that's why meat, the word meat, me eat, or even in Sanskrit or Hindi it says mans, mas bolte hai na, mans, because mamsa means, or me eat means you understand that I am eating you, but the law of karma is you will eat me. I eat you, you eat me. Or mamsa, because that is also the same thing. Mamsa means, mamsa, because I understand that I am eating you, you will eat me. So that's why it's breaking the laws, he'll go in the law of karma. I will get the sloka, very nice sloka is there. 7.3? It's not in Bhagavad Gita, no, this is in the Padma Puran. If you search 8.4 million species mentioned in Padma Puran, you will get the sloka. Padma Puran sloka of 8.4 million species. It says there are 2 million species of fishes, then there are 1 million species of plants, then there are 1 million species of animals, then there are reptiles. It says very clearly. And this is the evolution process. Okay? Alright, where were we? Sorry. So, yes, there are 2 types of people. One is, say the Sanskrit slogan. Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid yadati siddhaya. No, this is one after this, not this one. Anyway, we'll take it later because I have few things to cover, and this is so there are 2 types of people. One is karmavadi, one who thinks that they are the ultimate doer. Everything, they will act, they will do. मैं ऐसा करूँगा, मुझे ऐसा ही result मिलेगा. I am the man of action, and I will get the result. They are called a karmavadi because they don't know the law of karma, or they don't know the sanction of the Lord. So they think that they are the ultimate doer. They are called a karmavadi. I will do the action, I will get the result. And the second type of people are daivavadi. Means everything is predestined. जो कर्मों में लिखा है वो तो होने ही वाला है. Why to work? Why should I go and work? कर्मों में लिखा होगा तो होगा, कर्मों में नहीं है तो नहीं होगा. मैं प्रयत्न क्यों करूं? कर्मों में लिखा होगा मेरा सैलरी आएगा तो आएगा, मैं काम पे क्यों जाऊंगा? Even one Anna and Arya, they were we have tons, washing dishes, and morning Arya washed dishes, breakfast only 3 bowls, not much, and evening dinner there were a lot of 4 dishes, 4 bowls, 4 spoons, 4 glasses. And Anna said, why do I have to wash so much and Arya doesn't? And Arya said, that's your karma. So, some people say, even when we invite them to temple, sometimes we say, Prabhuji, मंदिर आओ ना, यहाँ Albert Park में we have a ISKCON temple, Hare Krishna, you can. भगवान को जब बुलाना होगा तब आएंगे, जब उनकी मर्जी होगी, जब उनका बुलावा होगा तब हम आएंगे, हम तो यहाँ बैठे हैं. भगवान राधे राधे. They will say whenever he wants. And then we have to tell that people, when you are eating roti sabji on a plate, if you have roti sabji on a plate, भगवान की जब इच्छा होगी रोटी उड़ के मुंह में आ जाएगी. Do you say like that? सब्जी अपने आप मुंह में आएगी. No, you do your action. You do your action and then it comes to the mouth. In the same way, if coming to the temple, you do your action. Then we will see who is stopping you. Then we will find out whether Krishna really wants you to call to the temple or not. So there are two types of people: karmavadi and daivavadi. What are devotees come into what category? We are not into karmavadis or we are not daivavadis as well. Devotees, what do? We do action. And that is what Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Do action. We have to do action and then wait for the mercy of the Lord. The sanction of the Lord. Then we find out. Because otherwise, the first type of people, karmavadi, they get frustrated. Even in student life, a child has studied so much, all the questions, everything nicely, but those questions will not come in the exam and something else will be asked. We have that experience. Something different will be asked. And then a person will think, I am studying, I have done my preparation, and if he doesn't get the result, or sometimes a child gets sick in a last moment in the exam. I know my wife in the year 12 exam, she was very high scorer, and during exam time she got sick, and the day before exam, very sick. She couldn't even write or study or remember anything. So, everything. And that time we understand, we are not the ultimate doer. And Daivavadi, as we said, they are the lazy people. They don't want to do anything. And the same answer was given to Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra also gave this answer to Vidura, that karma mein jo likha hai wo hoga, everything is predestined. No, it's not predestined. We have to do the actions and then we wait for the mercy of the Lord. And that's how we find out whether it was in our karma or it was not. We can't blame everything that karma mein hoga to hoga. No, we have to do our action. We have to take our responsibility for whatever is required in our life. Clear? Understand? See, this knowledge. Okay, benefits of this, knowing of law of karma. If a person knows, the benefit of this, that means that they understand there is some supreme hand into our actions in our life. That's why we will not get frustration in life. Sometimes we try something for so hard, and if it doesn't happen, then we know there is a Lord's arrangement happening, which is much beyond our understanding or much beyond in our capacity. And that's why there will be no frustration, no anxiety, or no, even suicide rates. People are at, there is so much increasing these days, but none of these mental problems will be there, because they know that there is Krishna is in supreme controller, and we are just part of this full divine arrangement of that. And no matter whatever happens, no matter whatever situation is, we can use that situation, or we can be in that situation and progress spiritually and go near to Krishna. And that's how this law of karma, or this karma, has to be understood, that we shouldn't blame that it's our destiny, or this is what it happened to me. And then some people ask question, mere saath hi aisa kyun hua? Why me? This person is eating meat and doing all the bad things, and he's enjoying life, and why me? Why I am suffering? That why me? Mere saath hi aisa kyun hua? That question will not come, because we know that person, even though he is doing all these good activities, reaping the rewards of that, there is a law of karma acting on that. And even though I am in this situation, law of karma acting on me as well. But wherever I am, whatever situation I am in, I can utilize that in the service of Krishna, and I can engage myself in the devotion of Krishna, and I can fulfill the ultimate purpose of our life, which is going back to Krishna and engaging in devotional service, develop love for God. So this is the intricacies of karma. And this particular section, it reminds us that when we are engaged in the service of Krishna, our natural tendency, when we are engaged in service of Krishna, our tendency to do bad activities or the good activities disappear, because we are doing akarma. Akarma means devotional service, and we are actively participating in God's arrangement, and this good or bad action or reaction will not apply to us, and we are doing devotional service, and that will increase the love for Krishna, and we will go back to spiritual world. And that is how we can perfect our human form of life. So I will stop here. Thank you very much. We can have questions for next few minutes. Thank you. Hope it was easy to understand. I will share this slide on our WhatsApp group as well. So it says karma, vikarma, and akarma. So the Lord explains the difference between. Oh, I forgot. See how we were doing Shri Namamrita before in the starting. Remember? Now tomorrow is a special Radha Ashtami. Yeah. And now after 1 year of the Bhakti Vriksha, we move towards. It's called Preaching is the Essence. It's called Preaching is the Essence sections. Only few lines, 4 to 5 lines. Every time before we end the session, we read that Preaching is the Essence. And in that, we learn that how we have got this knowledge about Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, soul, everything, the transcendental knowledge. How it is important that we have got this benefit, we give it to others as well. And how to give, what is the best way to give, why it is important, that is what we will read. Only 4 lines. It will take 1 or 2 minutes max. All right? So I will open up to question by the time I find that. And because Radha asked me tomorrow, very big festival, and we take blessings of Radha Rani, and I thought preaching is the essence section, we can start from today. All right. Any questions by the time I find? Yes, Sushila Mother.
We are into devotional service. It is still beginning of the journey. So we are we still in the part of the it's not still a karma, it's not karma, it is a karma.
We are in the beginning of our devotional service, and so this karma or karma will apply to us or where we are in this. Thank you. Very good question. Anyone want to? Okay. Anyone want to guess?
But aren't they interchangeable?
The section is removing reactions. I think after doing a devotional service, you remove your good and bad karma.
Understand where we are.
So the question is where we are in our devotional service. Are we in the karma? Because we are not doing 100. At least I am not doing 100% akarma, 100% all devotional service. So I am not in the platform of akarma, and we are not in the. We are not doing a lot of pious activities as well, or not bad action. So where we are, or where is our karma balance? The question is. The example is given as when we have a ceiling fan. When we have ceiling fan, in India you would know, and we turn off the fan from here, it keeps on. Does it immediately stops, or it keeps on slowly going down, and then it stops? That's where we are. Not on the ceiling fan, but that but that process. That when a person is engaged in the devotional service, Krishna takes in charge of that karma. Krishna takes in charge of that person. For a person who is fully surrendered, Krishna takes full in charge of that, all the karma of that person. When a person starts his path of bhakti, Krishna is taking the charge of karma, and Krishna decides when to give that karma, so that getting the reaction of that karma, that particular person will utilize the reaction to progress in bhakti. For example, a person even coming to this program, starting bhakti, studying all this, and doing nice kirtan, for example, doing nice kirtan, and singing very nicely. A person may slowly starts getting pride in the heart or in the mind that, oh, जब मैं गाता हूँ सब लोग पूरे भगवान की धुन ताल में लीन हो जाते हैं. You know, oh, see how everyone is singing. So that's why I want to have the 7 o'clock or in the evening, the prime spot in the temple Aarti when everyone is there, the crowd is full, and I want to sing. But when 12:30 in the afternoon, Rajbhog Aarti, everyone is at work, no one is there. What's the point of me going and singing in the kirtan? You know, so that particular person, you know, Krishna is holding on to the karmas, and going forward, sometimes Krishna will give the reaction of that karma that will smash the pride of that person or that devotee, practicing devotee. That reaction will smash the pride, and then because the pride is smashed, a person will become humble and he will become a good devotee of Krishna, and then he will progress fastly towards Krishna. So we are in that, we are not in the process of accruing more karma because we are engaging in devotional service, but we still have that, what do you call, static electricity or whatever, you know, not plugged in, but the reaction of that, it is still there. And then we have to be very careful that the reactions are still there, and it may come at any moment. That's why we have to engage more and more in devotional service and pray to Krishna that, Krishna, please give me the reaction, but give me softly so that I can handle. Give me softly in the way I can handle, please. You know, because it will come. Many devotees' life, they have gone through so much hard struggle, even after in the being a Krishna, but it's helpful for their progress in bhakti path. Okay. Any other question?
You mentioned once a human being died, they need to start from the scratch 84,000 species. Or is it possible that someone straight away get another born as a human form, or everyone should start from the scratch?
Once, Jimmy Prabhu, once